race weekend again, and we're back at Englishtown Raceway Park, competing on the same track that I just won FD in, this time with the good old E36. She's back together, but one very important difference is that we don't have the 3.4 2JZ anymore. The machine shop actually wasn't able to get the engine done in time, so the engine in this car was a 3-liter like Forge rod motor that we built forever ago that was supposed to go in the E36 when I made the decision to switch to the 3.4. It sat as a spare that we brought to FD with us, never used, and let's just say the team has been grinding back home to get it done. Ran into an issue where the motor almost locked up on first start because of a bad oil pump. They got it together. The power band is kind of similar, a little bit laggier, but it should rip. I'm excited to drive it. This is one of my favorite cars to drive. We're about to go out for practice. Just got teched and have some fun. There's 56 drivers out here. I don't know if I mentioned, but this is the Link Riverside Drift 50K. So first prize, 25 grand. I won the one in Indiana. I'm hoping I can win it again. I think I can. There's a lot of drivers, some real deal cars, basically unlimited rules. So there's gonna be some serious driving. I'm excited. I think some of the best battles I've had were in the last competition that I ran in this series. So I'm excited to drive this track. I love it. Get some good laps in. It's been a while since I've driven the E36, but one of my favorite cars, so we'll have some fun. Ooh! Ooh!
I'm gonna need to hold down some of those 315s you got.
You can hold down whatever you want, as long as it's not between my legs.
I'll get 15 down?
Yeah, dude, send it.
There we go.
Yeah, whatever you want.
I'm gonna pop my quarters off real quick so I can fit them.
Whatever you want.
Yeah?
I got you.
That'll be hilarious.
Ready to roll some of
We're gonna roll, mother.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Let's do it. I'm really proud of the guys. Something I didn't even mention is I was pretty much away the whole time this car was getting put together. So not only was it tuned without me there, Johan was running the car on the dyno with Jamie remotely. I actually team viewed into the dyno for a second just to set it up, but that was really cool to see. And then they even had Sean test the car, which was great because it had a couple little like power issues. So it's just really cool for me to show up to an event, have the guys show up with a new motor, tuned, tested, ready to rip. Super, super cool. I'm super proud of them. I'm just excited to drive it. First thing I noticed is coming off the line, that's where I feel like I missed the 3.4 the most because I kind of bogged. So I'm gonna probably need to do a 1.2.3 instead of just a 2.3 like I used to with this car. It's okay, but if you notice there's a little water on the windshield and I shut it down, there's a plug on the back of this head and it actually came loose and shot water up. So kind of a complicated fix. Luckily we brought the S15 as a backup, so I'm just gonna practice in that in case I need to qualify in it. Would mean I need to compete in it, but it's better than sitting out on practice and still get some laps in. It's actually back in the 315s now with the Nittos in front, so might have to go have some fun in this thing. As you're watching this beautiful run, I wanted to remind you that on Drift HQ, we currently have a massive sale going on with Garrett turbos and other Garrett products, up to 40% off. No code necessary. Head over to the site, and if you want to build out a turbo package, engine package, contact our sales team. We'll get you hooked up, but now is the time. It runs through 7/14, up to 40% off Garrett products. If you want to make power, that's the turbo that you want. Head over to the site now. Link is in the bio. Enjoy the footage. Thank you. That entry was what I was talking about. That felt good. Definitely though, I noticed not having the 3.4 when I went to fire off on Outer Zone 2. I fired off a little bit too soft, went in the wall a little bit, but luckily saved it. And then on the last zone, I literally dumped it off limiter, and it still just has so much instantaneous bite that the motor doesn't make enough torque to pull through it. Bad news is there's the problem. Good news is I caught it because I noticed a funny smell. It seems like the rear main seal popped out on the car, which means I'm probably not gonna be able to drive it anymore because there's only like 20% of practice left, and it's looking like almost like I need to qualify in S15, which means I'm gonna need to drive the S15, which makes a little bit more power, but it's heavier. I think it's a little harder to drive. The power steering bobbles. It'll still be fun, but I wanna go out here, come home with 25 grand. S15's gonna make it a little bit harder. that was fun, but definitely not gonna be competitive in the S15. The problem that I was having with the E36, not having enough torque to fire off, even way more exaggerated in the S15. That motor is like bigger cam, meant to rev higher, bigger turbo. If we had the ability to add nitrous, would probably help, but it's got a heavy flywheel, so the biggest problem, because this course is so short, I'm like handbrake, foot braking, and then I gotta get back on the gas to get it all the way back up to red line, to then clutch dump it, and it's making it really hard to fire off. I just don't feel good in the car, and I guess some other people have had car issues, and they mentioned that technically you could 00 today, and everyone still makes it in the show. So I might just intentionally not qualify. That way I can drive the E36 tomorrow, because if I qualify in the S15, it means I need to drive the S15. But the E36 probably just has some sort of trans leak. That's something that we could probably address on a lift. So that's the current plan as of right now. Good news is it actually wasn't a transmission issue. When we were fixing that coolant port, the valve cover gasket established a little bit of a leak, so it covered the top of the trans. We thought it was trans fluid, it was actually just oil. So good news is I'm gonna be able to go full send in my qualifying lap, add a little bit more boost to it, found out it wasn't on full kill mode, so hopefully that'll help with the firing off. Probably will end up just making some shock changes tomorrow to account for that, but I'm stoked. I felt way better in that car than S15. It was cool to go do some laps in that thing too. Considering I only did 2 laps in the E36 today, I'm not super upset with my run. I definitely could have done better. From the looks of it, watching back the footage, I think I just waited a little bit too long to pick up throttle. I am making a small change. To me, it feels like the hit, like the initial hit of grip when I get back on the throttle, is a little bit too much for how much torque I make. So I'm not able to pull through the RPM to get my wheel speed up fast enough. The change that I would make in this scenario, you can control that with the shock. So by stiffening up the shock a little bit, I'm slowing down the movement so it's not just hammering down on the ground when I get on throttle, which should take off some of that initial bite and let me blow through the grip to get my wheel speed up and then add angle and drive through the zone. Because I think what's happening is when I'm going to fire off, the car is kind of like locked in, doesn't want to add more angle. If anything, wants to pull it out, and that's what's kind of initiating the understeer, make my line unpredictable. Adjustments with the chassis, not having the 3.4, having a little bit of changes to make, but we might need to do another run, we might not. If we do, more practice. If we don't, we got more practice tomorrow. All right, that wraps up day 1. I was gonna try to protest my score to see if they would give me a 0 because I kind of went 3 tires off, but someone else tried to do that before me and they got told to go off, so we decided against that. But I just wanted another practice run. I don't really care what I qualify. I'll be chasing first every time, which I'm cool with. I think some of the setup changes we made should make the car drive a lot better. But more than anything, stoked to be out here. One of my favorite tracks. Weather's nice, car is good, and taco time. I think this is probably gonna be the same video, so I'm not gonna say bye to you guys yet. right, it's comp day. I'm excited. I was so focused on car setup yesterday that all I really did was lead and I didn't get to have any fun chasing. Today, we're gonna do a lot of chasing in practice. Got 3 hours, put some laps down. This is probably the most stacked field I've ever competed in with E36. Hella pro cars out here, hella good drivers, and it's gonna be a hella good time. Alright, so the first battle I'm going up against is actually an older RTR Mustang. It is an incredible car. The driver just recently picked it up, and I've seen him drive at some other events. He's been doing really well. The car's no joke. He came over, said he was having some issues with it in practice, but I'm not going to succumb and dial back. I'm going to probably give it an 8 out of 10 in the chase, since I'm chasing first. And then in the lead, I'll do my thing. We got some times, and we're looking a little bit faster, so hopefully I can just go, put down a smooth run, and we can advance to the next battle. And yep.
I'll get you in top 4.
Hell yeah.
All right, so how was your first battle?
So I was really impressed. He gave me a really good lead line. It let me do my thing. I was right on him. It was a good chase. I was stoked. Then when I led, you know, the car is fast. I wasn't really able to keep up fully, so they gave me the win, and it was a good time. Time for top 32. Catch you guys out there.
All jokes aside, Ben put together a great battle. He kind of almost phased me when I was leaving. He was right with me the entire time on entry, and I ended up entering a little bit early. But I think we established enough of a gap and was close enough to him compared to his chase run where it was a pretty clear win. But I definitely need to clean up my driving because next up I'm going up against Ben Hobson, the longtime homie. Back when he was driving his car at Clutch Kickers, my E36 still had a 1.5J in it. I had like some of my best battles and tandems all time driving with him. Fantastic driver, he's been killing it in Pro Spec, but we're gonna have to, you know, send him home in the trailer.
I love this car so much. I think they had this thing set up for a booth. I can't.
Didn't use
My
like a
knees.
centimeter from the fucking stereo.
Got my loader car, baby. This will be a hell of a ride.
Hey, what's retail on one of those?
What?
What's retail on one of those?
Retail with the 3 liter or with the 3.4?
The 3 liter.
The 3 liter? I don't know.
What about 3.4?
3.4?
Yeah.
What is it when something's priceless?
I like that.
Look at these dorks from Unreal.
We're here at the Link 50K. I got two of my baddest 2JZ drift cars out here. I want to hear which one. So you guys
This is what social media looks like from the outside, baby. Your car just shut off?
No, I just.
Wah, wah, wah.
Real quick.
Deep, I was like, God, he's a mad man, bro.
Yeah, I've been struggling all weekend with firing off, and I just didn't fire off soon hard enough.
I'm so sorry, bro.
I'm sorry.
I was hyped. I was hyped, bro. I was like, yeah. I kept up with you a lot. Timed it perfect. All right, we're in it. And I was like, hey,
Yeah, you gotta
we're gonna
take
do
the
my
W's
best,
now.
baby. We're gonna do my best. God, man, this
You
car's
won the
fast.
tie?
Huh? Do I get to
fires
keep?
for
Do
the
I get to
rest of the
keep
week.
this? Do I get to keep this? I picked it up off the track for you.
No, I need that.
Yeah, I know. Hey, good shit,
Man,
baby.
you know what this means, right?
Gotta take it home, man.
You gotta win this.
So I thought I did an absolutely terrible chase, but Sean, who was spotting for me, let me know that he was actually pretty inside on OZ1, which was why my positioning being behind him kind kind of screwed me up for the rest of the track because I was fogged out. Probably would have been, not an easy win, but a fairly simple win if I just put down a good lead. But coming into outer zone 2, I think I was carrying a little bit more speed and I didn't fire off soon enough. Kind of one of the things I've been struggling with this setup all weekend. It definitely has the grunt, but for how hooked up the car is right now, trying to pull through that initial hit to get wheel speed up and like drive where I want it to be, just haven't mastered it fully. So this will probably be the only event that I run this car with a 3-liter, but I'm stoked if I was going to lose to anyone that I'm stoked that if I was going to lose to anyone that I lost to Ben. He's a homie. He'll probably take it home. Yeah, definitely bummed, but we have the July 4th event in like 2 days, so I get to go drive that and have fun. Good rig. She did good wheeling. We sorted through a bunch of issues, so the next time we take this thing to something, it should be ready to go. Just got to put that big motor back in it. The damage actually isn't that bad. Luckily, the crash structure we had did its trick. The whole rear of this thing's pretty much fiberglass, so didn't get into the metal structure.
Kind of built the crash, huh?
Yeah, look.
That's
it just bent, you can see. That's why they use thinner wall tubing.
Just one bar, baby.
One taillight and like, listen, I've got replacement panels to put on here, but fiberglass Josh loves himself a good challenge, so this will be like pipe work for him.
I don't know about that.
No, dude, you should see some of the stuff that he's fixed. Colette demolished her bumper into like 8,000 pieces and he put it all back together.
So I'll go get the Duramax, grab a chain, and I'll fix it for you right now. Come on.
We don't need to do that. I think we might even have spare sections for this.
I think we do.
Yeah.
I feel like we did that.
Yeah, unfortunately we lost, so that doesn't really matter at this point. But yeah, it did its thing. I don't even think we got into the wheel.
No?
It's a good car, but I definitely feel like this is the first time where I feel like I haven't enough. And it's not a power thing, right? Because I honestly don't know what the car makes. So they kept turning it up and up and up. Jamie's in the car on the team viewer, and I'm like, Jamie, more, give me more, give me more.
More to the moon, Jamie.
And it probably makes about the same power, right? Because the turbo's an air pump. It's probably pushing the same air that it did on the 3.4, but it's coming in so much later that it makes less torque. And the torque is what I need to get the wheel speed up quicker. So, any tuner knowledge you wanna?
At about 0.4, and you'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, or a V8.
Hell yeah.
Nah, hell no. Jimmy, if you put a V8 in your E36, I'm going to defriend you on everything.
Really?
Yes.
Whatever, dude.
I thought about doing that to this car at one point, but I didn't.
But I did. And now we're here with a 3-liter, wishing we had a 3.4 liter.
Yep. I must sound like such like a privileged white right now. Oh, if I only had a 3.4.
Yeah. To be honest, it's not that you didn't have it. I think it's the lack that you're so used to having it and went
for sure.
back. It's not.
This car could win this competition. I think I was a little overzealous with how much grip the car has.
Yeah, it sounds like an Adam thing.
Yeah, and like
that's an Adam thing.
we pulled out so much to like change how hard that initial hit is. Because this car before used to be like a hammer every time it hit.
Yeah, I mean, you drove this car like a whole season on how it was, and you did like 3 practice laps on how it is now, so your brain was a little messed up.
Well, yeah, and then there's like what, a 6-month gap between driving this car last.
Oh, has it been that long?
Yeah. Jeez. Yeah, it was like December. This thing's just been sitting.
Oh my god, yeah, because it blew up at.
Yeah, at the Invitational.
It's been down for a long time.
Should have used the green S15.
Well, since we're out early, we can go to Texas Roadhouse, maybe go see a nice Broadway play in New York City. Watch along, cheer on the friends. I'm stoked I got to drive both my cars. I got to have fun with my friends. I got to drive one of my favorite tracks. Bummed I didn't take home the cash prize, but maybe do we get paid if we win FD? Is that a thing?
Don't you get like $1,100 or something like that?
I heard it's more this year. Yo, if I could buy a hot tub with the money I won from FD here,
Hey.
I wouldn't be that upset about what just happened. And the crazy thing is, I have a hot tub.
Yeah.
And I don't think I had a hot tub in the beginning of Clutch Kickers. But it doesn't work. It leaks. It has a hole, and you have to like dig up the whole concrete. See, the problem is I got a bad back, and it's like literally like it's like a concrete bench. So it's like, you know when you go out to dinner with your friend who loves to talk, but the restaurant doesn't have cushions on the chairs, and you have fused disc and 2 herniated discs. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You've been there?
Yeah.
Fucking
Actually,
sucks.
I have 2 fractured discs.
You have 2 fractured discs?
I had 2 fractured
Yeah.
discs.
I feel like I'm so rude because all I can just think about is pain. And I'm just getting up like. I'm just gonna end the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I had a lot of fun. I'm bummed. If it's got a 3-liter, I need to drive better. If it's got a 3.4,
You don't have to drive no more.
I was gonna say your mom's.
I was gonna say.
I was thinking about saying
Cut
that.
all of that out.
Or no. But if I had the 3.4, I'm a hole in your door.
Beep.
And I'm taking your to the store.